Hello, my friend. Not too long ago, I put out a video that was looking at adding decorative numbers like we see here. And I got a few questions after that video came out about my landing page here for CSS Demystified, because there's a fade in, fade out effect. You can see it's like fading out as it's getting closer to the bottom and then fades back away. It's more obvious actually on this page where we can see the numbers coming in and then fading away as I'm scrolling down. And I got questions about how I did this on this page. So in this video, I'm going to be diving into that. So the very first thing that is important here is I am using counters to be able to do this. This was on an actual list. You can see here, it's list items. This is an ordered list. So it actually is an ordered list. But I brought in the pseudo elements to be the numbers because I wanted to do them more decoratively. So if you want to see how to do that, I'll put a link to the video timestamped to where I look at that in the description. But if just for the animation purposes, let's see how I did this here. And so as I said, these are happening over here. And I just realized something on my content. These are ordered lists and it's going to be treated like a list still. So I should probably put this, so it's not reading out the numbers twice. So this is a alt text. I'm gonna have to remember to push this after I finish the demo. This is alt text on my content property. So the numbers decorational only since they're already part of an ordered list. Okay, so the main idea here is I have this keyframe animation where my opacity is going to 0.2 and normally it's at 0.5. So normally it's quite faded out. And then I'm looking at that, I want that animation where we want the color. I called it color shift because originally I was going to like my green color, but it was kind of ugly, so I did an opacity thing instead. I should probably change the name. But anyway, it's my, I've kept it for now. And the idea is the 50% point it's getting to this. So how do we link that to the scrolling? So we do that with an animation timeline instead of doing it with a timing function. And the timeline I want for this is my view. And I'm going to hit save on this. And I'm also going to boost the opacity up to 1 for now, just so it actually like stands out a little bit more. So we're going from an opacity of 0.05 to an opacity of 1 at the 50% point, which means that as they're coming in, they're going to go up to that and then fade back out. And so it starts we're doing this with the view. So as soon as it fades, like as soon as it enters the view, or actually, yeah, I think it's actually already starting. It's starting. And then when it gets to about the 50% point, it's going to be at 100% opacity. And as soon as it passes that, it's going to start fading back out. Now, there's a few different ways I can control this. I could actually say this is going from like a 20 to an 80%. And maybe that would have been a better idea than what I originally did. But now what it's going to do is it's going to stay at that full thing until we get to the 80% and then it fades away, which is what I wanted. And then you can see the bottom one is coming in quite fast. So I might want to play with those numbers a little bit, but I could have done something like that and it would have worked pretty well. Instead, what I did though is I left this at 50%. And then I just wanted to control when it was starting and when it was ending. So I came in with an animation range start, and I think I started it at 20%. So the idea now is, you see how it's still faded out? It's still faded out, and then it waits till it's past the 20% point, and then it starts the animation. And so, yeah, I'm going from there, and then it's going to start fading out. And you can do the same thing for the end. And my problem with the ending part was it was fading out too soon. I wanted it to fade out closer to the top. So I actually pushed the ending point past the end of the viewport. So I did an animation range end of 120%. If I hit save on that, you can see it now, it starts fading out here and it's still not completely gone until like we're getting close to it going out. And that sort of hit more of what I wanted, especially on the other page where I thought it looked pretty good. I think this is a nice use case for scroll-driven animations because it's less in your face, except this is way too much with the full opacity. And this is better than like text that's always fading in as you're scrolling, which can be super annoying. Little bits here and there I think is okay. But I think the more we do with these types of things that are subtle, the better, which is also why the opacity here only went up to a 0.2. So the whole idea was that it was a subtle effect as the user's scrolling instead of a really obvious effect there. So yeah, a nice quick video here, just diving into that. If you have any other questions about some stuff I did on this landing page, let me know about it. And while you're on the landing page, you might want to even enroll in the course. It is a course for people that are a little bit frustrated with CSS. You want to learn a little bit more about it, or maybe you're using AI to do a lot of CSS for you and you just get frustrated with it as it gets worse and worse, or you just throw more of your own fixes at things and it gets worse and worse, or you just want to better understand how CSS works. The first module, as we saw, is the CSS mindset. Then we get into layouts and then responsiveness and all of that. And I have other modules that are going to be coming soon as well. So if you're interested in it, the link is down in the description. And with that, thank you very much for listening. A very big thank you to my enabler of awesome, Johnny, as well as all my other patrons and channel members for their continued support. And of course, until next time, don't forget to make your corner of the internet just a little bit more awesome.